Good one, Greg.
What did I say?
Hello and welcome to CHUB Cast, episode 28. 28. We're nearly at 30, which is true for us as well.
Yeah, you don't need to remind us.
The bulk of us are 28, which is great. So CHUB Cast is now our age. You know, so I was in the shower just before this podcast started, and I just thought, what have you guys been listening to this month? Go on.
This month?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I wish Spotify had a history thing.
I've been listening to a lot of lo-fi metal.
Lo-fi metal.
Yeah, so really like brain fuzzy kind of metal, where it's kind of Loath's Two-Way Mirror, or pretty much anything from Deftones, or it's kind of like shoegaze and metal mixed together, where it's kind of just metal, but it's kind of really, really, really reverberated at the same time. So I'm kind of just
sounds horrible.
So good.
I mean, good.
Good.
Speaking of noise, great music. Ben, did you listen to that link I sent you?
Oh, I didn't get the chance. No, sorry.
Oh, you should click it now. Have a listen, because I think you'd really like it.
Is it
if you could get your phone.
My phone is literally on 1% battery and it's plugged in.
God damn it.
Is the 1%.
Oh, fuck. Well,
I've been listening to, over the past couple of days, just a shitload of Slipknot.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because my boy Joey Jordison.
We should also probably be listening to some ZZ Top as well.
Yeah, that is true.
That just before coming on.
Yeah, fucking shit couple days, eh?
Yeah.
Fucking shit.
I don't know if you guys listen to them, but there's a band called Metal Church as well, and their front man died recently too, which is just crazy. What happened?
They're a keys player as well.
Jeez.
16 all over again.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't say that.
Also, the dude from Foreigner, the singer from Foreigner,
recently?
Yeah, in the last month or so.
God. Fucking hell. Man, what's happening? We're getting older. Everyone's dying. We're 28, going on 29. It's horrible. Kyle, I just linked you the album that Ben should listen to, and I want you to click on it. I have a sneaky suspicion you have heard this before, just because
Stalag.
It's internet stuff.
Stalag. Okay.
What? So I thought Ben might like this because he likes fuck buttons, and this is in the same vein.
I'm twerking.
This is in the same vein as fuck buttons. Here, I'll put a snippet on for those listening at home. And Greg.
I want to know.
Yeah.
I just skipped 25 minutes in, and it's just more screeching. And now there's babies crying. Can't hear it.
I can't really hear it.
I'm just going to YouTube it real quick.
Yeah, it's good.
I feel like with fuck buttons there was at least a beat. There was screaming over a beat.
No,
but this is literally
like that because you liked fuck buttons. So this is a Norwegian art project that I don't know how I found, and they decided, much like fuck buttons, to create music that people would hate and endorse horrible emotions. And yeah, it's not great. They went into a Norwegian mental asylum and literally recorded crazy people screaming on the album.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And the album artwork is drawn by someone from that mental asylum. So it's like a legit, crazy schizophrenia.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I thought you'd really like that, Ben. I'm just trying to find Greg on.
Thanks, man. It's my favorite. It's my favorite album.
Yeah.
No.
I think you'd like that. I can't find. Oh, there it is. There you go. I linked it to Greg. Just
all of their albums, 6 in total, made using the screams of mentally ill patients layered over guitar and noise.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, so you can listen to that alongside your shoegaze and flip-flop visuals and shit.
That's so much creepier for the fact that it's like actual mental patient screams.
It's actual like
Yeah.
One on their most
Oh.
controversial album, Project Misanthropia, which is this one. Oh no, it's Pure Misanthropia. So I guess
That's
that's a
what I
different
just
one.
listened to. Yeah.
A schizophrenic man who murdered his mother was taken to a farmhouse with the other patients, and at one point in the album, you can hear a scuffle break out as their screams take on a primal demonic edge, which is where the man tackled and began strangling one of the band members so severely that he was almost killed.
Oh my god.
They also gained access to the children's wing and recorded there, which the band believes is their best work because children don't hold back their screaming.
That's fucking crazy, man. Yeah, so anyone wants to, it's STALAGGH, and that's the artwork. It's great. Love it. So yeah, there you go, Ben.
Christ.
I'm gonna make it my mission to love this band. just to annoy other people. Like, I don't even like the music, but I'll make sure that I learn to love it.
Yeah, I give it a week and you'll come back to me and you say, I actually quite like it.
Yeah. It's got depth. It's got depth, man.
Yeah.
It's just raw, surreal.
Yeah.
Just don't understand it.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Well, this has been a good start to the episode. It's all up from here.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
There you go.
Can we just put it out there, like, you're not allowed to put one of their albums on this CHUBcast. I don't want to listen to an hour of this shit, dude.
Nah,
Yeah.
come on, man. What about next time we do albums people are going to hate? We have to bring that back at some point.
It's true.
Oh yeah.
A stalag was a concentration camp in Germany during World War II.
God.
The G and the H following after stalag mean global holocaust.
What the fuck?
The plot thickens. Jeez. So yeah, I don't know how I found this. It just came. I just stumbled across it one merry eve on the internet, and I was just like, "This is horrible. I need to show Ben because the fuck button, but also thought I'd bring it up on CHUBcast."
Okay, dude. What the hell have we just borne witness to? That's going on my Facebook with no context. What?
Oh god. Oh god. I mean, real quick, there's another one I found, which is, and I'll try and find it throughout the podcast because I can't find it now. Like someone created an album which it's like 6 hours long, and it starts out quite like kind of Fallout music.
I know what you're talking about. You're talking
Dementia?
about fucking dementia. Yeah, I told Ben about this the other day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is
It's
it
called
an
like
actual
the last.
simulation of dementia.
No, it's this guy who's like an
Yeah.
art. He's called the Caretaker, and yeah, a lot of his projects are about dementia. And yeah, it's like 6 albums, each an hour long, and basically each one's about like a phase of dementia. So like the first 2 are like. Sorry, Zach, I'm kind of stealing your thunder.
No,
if
you're
you
doing a
want to,
better job
sorry.
than me.
Yeah, the first album is like just like classic 50s dancehall music. The second one is more of the same, but it's like kind of just like distorted with like crackling and shit. And then the third one is like it just kind of gets lost in meanders and has like nothing going on. And then the fourth album is just like really distorted and like just occasional like snippets of like lucidity where you can hear like actual music and stuff. And then like the fifth album's just like horrible noise and distortion and just like basically like fear. And then the sixth album is mostly just empty, like echoing and the occasional like sound of like metal scraping or something. And it's like, and all the art part is terrifying.
Stage 6 is called A Brutal Bliss Beyond This Empty Defeat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
It's like all of them have descriptions as well. It's like, I can't remember what the album's called. It's like Everywhere at the End of Time. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That's
looking
it,
at now.
yeah.
It's
I literally read about that like 2 weeks ago. It's weird that you mentioned that.
yeah, that is weird.
yeah. Stage 6 Q1. Long decline is over.
Apparently, if you sit and listen to the whole 6 hours, it kind of makes you feel like you could have dementia. Like you can kind of like see it from their perspective in a weird way.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. Fuck that. Well, actually, if
No.
anyone at home wants to feel like they have dementia, then go for it. Don't
Come back. If you can still think and type, tell us how it went.
Yeah. You don't say that we never show you anything good.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got some horrible mental asylum music and dementia music. So there you go. And now it's definitely all uphill from here.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Wow.
Like, honestly, I read that and I saw a documentary that somebody had made about it.
James, do you pass?
And it's just like, bro, like, this is so hard to listen to. I listened to snippets of each and I was like, I could never listen to the whole thing. Like,
fuck that.
Imagine sitting there and making that. Like,
there's a description
Yeah.
for each of the parts that I'm trying to find that it's basically, oh yeah, here we go. Stage 1. Here we experience the first signs of memory loss. This stage is most like a beautiful daydream. The glory of old age and recollection, the last of the great days. Stage 2. The second stage is the self-realization and awareness that something is wrong with a refusal to accept it. More effort is made to remember, so memories can be more long form with a little more deterioration in quality. The overall personal mood is generally lower than the first stage and at a point before confusion starts setting in.
There are 4 other stages after
Stage
it.
3, here we are presented with some of the last coherent memories before confusion fully rolls in and the grey mist forms and fades away.
Oh, God.
Finest memories have been remembered. The musical flow in places is more confused and tangled. As we progress, some singular memories become more disturbed, isolated, broken, and distant. These are the last embers of awareness before we enter the post-awareness stages. And then stage 4, post-awareness stage 4, is where serenity and the ability to recall singular memories gives way to confusion and horror. It's the beginning of an eventual process where all memories begin to become more fluid through entanglements, repetition, and rupture. Stage 5, post-awareness stage 5, is confusion and horror. More extreme entanglement, repetition, and rupture can give way to calmer moments. The unfamiliar may sound and feel familiar. Time is often spent only in the moment, leading to isolation. And then just stage 6, post-awareness stage 6, is without description. Like, fuck.
Well,
I zoned
now,
out halfway through that.
It's just
Now.
like, Jesus Christ.
now it's all up from here.
Yeah.
We
This is
probably
what
couldn't
sound
go
art
lower.
degrees do to people.
Yeah.
Stop to it.
So,
Anyway, to start off this CHUBcast with a really positive message.
So yeah, we listened to some really cool albums this week.
We
guys.
listened to The Darkness.
really
You were
happy
really
about
growing on me. It's really nice.
yeah. Oh, the darkness. The darkness. Give me a D.
The
Give me an Arkness.
Oh,
darkness.
Hooray.
Hooray.
So we were going to talk about The Darkness's first album, Permission to Land. This was my choice, mostly because I wanted to choose something that I like I really enjoyed the country album. Well, regardless, I enjoyed it. I picked it. It's good for me. These guys, they formed in the year 2000 in Lowestoft. Yes, in England. And this album seemingly just kind of made them explode overnight, which was also their downfall as well, because they kind of just went no one can handle fame at that kind of speed. Jesus Christ. And they just kind of went a bit crazy. They released one other album before they split for X amount of years. And then they came back in 2011 with Hotcakes, which is my personal favorite album. I didn't choose it because I just felt like I just felt like this was the album to talk about if you're talking about The Darkness, even though I'm sure these guys...
It's called The Classics.
Yeah. And it kind of gains this level of popularity mostly because it came out in 2003. And around 2003, hard rock was pretty dead. There was nothing there. It was all pop punk, new metal, emo, metalcore's kind of coming along, I guess. I don't know. And there was no rock bands really. and you wouldn't really see more rock bands until like the early teenies or whatever. But these guys just came out and they exploded, and that's why the album's called Permission to Land, I'm pretty sure, because they're like, oh, look at us alien music people that come in and we're all weird and alien to everyone. And yeah, that's basically the gist of it. Claire went to see them at Wembley. I'm going to say Wembley. I can't remember where she saw them. And Justin Hawkins was flying around in a giant pair of tits. So that was something.
Where are giant pair of tits for NAF, Candy?
Yeah, maybe we should
not
get
prepared at all.
So Ben can fly around in a giant pair of tits.
I mean, I wouldn't mind that.
When I saw them at Download, they had in the tent, because they were the surprise band one year. They opened with a song called Barbarian, and he like, for ages everyone was like, where's Justin, I can hear him singing but he's not there. He's just being like crowd surfed but on a long ship, because the song's about Vikings. He's just being crowd surfed on a Viking ship, just like pretending to sail across the crowd. So good, man.
That's so good.
I was there for that as well, actually. I think.
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't get in, but I just remember seeing it because it was at the back. And then once he got to the stage, we couldn't see shit because those people wearing fucking sombreros or something.
Yeah.
They were like, start that off. Did he have like a team of dudes carry him up to the crowd and then like be like, here you go?
All the roadies are just like, fucking go on.
He was probably at the back like, hey, can you give me a hand? And everyone's like, what? Oh shit. Yeah.
Yeah. People like, heave. That's pretty sick though. I was gonna say, was it you said, Ben? You were like, I don't know if it's because Zach's played them to me before, but I feel like I know more of these songs than I was expecting. And I felt the same way. But then I remembered, like, at the time, I think my parents had this in the car and they played it quite a bit.
Well, it was Angie who showed me them in the first place.
So, oh, really?
Yeah.
For the viewers at home, Angie is my mum.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. I was surprised by how much I knew. Like, I mean, obviously, Growing on Me, Love Is Only a Feeling, fucking, what's the big one? Oh, yeah.
I Believe in a
Thing Called Love, yeah. And then, like, but I'd completely forgotten about Get Your Hands Off My Woman, which is probably my favorite song they've ever done because it's so ridiculous.
That song's great. I love Giving Up as well. It's just doing a song about doing smack. But it's so like upbeat and happy. It's just like giving up, giving a fuck. So it's so like, yes, I've given up, giving a fuck.
Giving up, giving a fuck. Fucking I was also very surprised by how good Black Shuck was. I don't remember that song at all previously, but listening to it, I was like, damn, this is a banger. And it sounded very AC/DC to me. I thought the guitar tone and everything in the riff was like very bam, 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 like sort of thing, like very AC/DC. So I thought it was really good. That was a surprising high for me, the album.
It's such a strong riff to open an album with. Like,
shout.
On the whole, they are a bit AC/DC-ish, aren't they? Like, what?
I feel like the vocals though are so like high. They're kind of like I don't know who I'd compare the vocals to.
Do you know what? I realized while listening to this, he kind of sounds like the guy from that meme where he's like, "Hey, yeah, yeah."
I bet you could do a well good version of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people say like comparing. He's like a cross between Freddie Mercury and Steve Tyler.
Yeah,
I see that.
Yeah, where he's got like that sassiness of Steve Tyler, but the high vocals of Freddie.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel like a lot of his stage presence is very like Steve Tyler. But yeah, like
classically trained.
I'd assume so. Yeah.
Yeah, I should look it up.
I don't know too much, to be honest, like outside of like what I googled earlier, because in true Chub fashion, left it to the last minute, even though we gave ourselves a whole month
Like
to
a
listen
month.
to these albums and write notes
we all
and
knew this would
actually
happen.
provide a in-depth podcast discussion, but no. I was listening to Employed to Serve earlier today.
Nice.
It's got literally nothing about him on Wikipedia. It's just like he's vegan and lives in Switzerland.
Go on.
Vegan.
Also, he likes Manchester United.
Fair enough.
Okay,
He
but
did cocaine and then he stops.
God damn.
You gave it up.
There's
he gave it up because he gave a fuck.
Greg, what did you think?
I thoroughly enjoyed this album. The reason I say it was kind of AC/DC-ish is because it was just like catchy throughout and like upbeat, like you said, just happy kind of, and everything was catchy. The guitar riffs were really like solid rock riffs, and yeah, his voice is just ridiculous. It's just so entertaining.
Yeah,
His voice is mad.
He just hits these silly notes, and in places where you don't expect them as well.
yeah.
When I've seen him live a couple of times now, and he smashes it live as well. Like they're just as they are on recording. It's crazy. It's super impressive.
He really has like an unbelievably high voice at times, like almost to the level of like ridiculousness. Like, I mean, Get Your Hands Off My Woman. Like, as I said, it's my favorite song on the album, but like just that refrain, that "Get your hands off of my woman." I'm just like, what the fuck? How does this work? Like, if you saw some dude like at a pub, like, motherfucker,
Yeah.
you're like, this guy's a fucking weirdo, but it just
He's there like
sounds so
squeezing his nuts every
Yeah,
time.
yeah. He must be squeezing his balls the whole time. Like, ah!
God.
When you hear him in interviews, he's actually like, yeah, so anyway, yeah, I love my band. It's really good.
Yeah, I play rock music. I like MU. I live in
Lowestoft.
I got to put on my flares and my frilly hair. And then it's just like, right, it's time to sing now.
Oh dear.
Oh, goddamn.
Look, you know, he drinks like some actual neck oil and it just lubes his throat up.
That's what I need.
Oh man, yeah, no, I think because he plays the guitar as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Are there two guitar players?
Yeah, his brother is Dan, I think. Dan Hawkins. He plays guitar. And then
He's
you got a guy
born
called-
in Chertsey. I was born in Chertsey. Oh,
Whoa!
friendship.
And then you got Frankie, I think his name is. He is on the bass, and he plays the same bass as the one I sold to Greg.
Oh, shit.
Fun
Oh,
fact.
Thunderbird, right?
Yeah,
That's so cool.
episode Thunderbird. Or at least he did when I saw them at Download. I remember these guys came to me like pretty late in the game. I feel like I should have got into these like way earlier than I did. So I remember I was at Download and you guys went to see Korn, I think it is. And I wasn't too into Korn. So me and Angie was like, hey, you should come see The Darkness. I think you'd like them. I was like, yeah, all right. And I did. And that's how I got into them. Because me and Angie just went to see them at Download 2011, it was like their first gig back after their hiatus. And they had Minecraft glowstone blocks on stage.
Minecraft, fucking hell! They were they were pioneers of the trend.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jesus.
There's a reason Minecraft is successable.
yeah, definitely. They were like, "What are those glowing blocks behind them? I must play Minecraft now."
Where did that name come from? What's a Minecraft?
I was really happy when I saw on their Wikipedia that apparently, like early on, they struggled to get a record deal because loads of people thought that they were a joke band for some reason. And I also didn't listen to them for ages because I, for some reason, thought they were a joke band. I just had it in my head. I was like, they're just cheesy jokes.
You're not wrong.
They are a bit silly. I mean, like one of their most famous songs is Christmas Time, Don't Let the Bells End, which is just
Christmas
dripping
time.
with cheese.
Yeah, and they're just. But that song is literally only there so that people sing the word bell end.
Yeah, but Don't Let the Bells End.
And they have an album called Easter is Cancelled.
That's their latest one. I don't think it's that good.
No.
And it's got fucking Jesus on the front cover.
Nice.
What the hell?
think every album they've done apart from Easter is Cancelled is damn good. Pinwood Smile's the one with the song about Southern Rail.
Oh, that is my favorite Darkness song by far. I love
Southern
that
Trains.
song.
Dude, I think anybody who lives in the South can relate to Southern Trains being fucking shit.
Yeah.
Also, there's a song on that album on the deluxe edition called Seagulls, brackets, Losing My Virginity. And now I feel like I really need to know the whole context of that.
Maybe it's to do with Brighton?
Is the chorus just,
Losing my virginity, touching each other tenderly, clutching each other clumsily, losing my virginity.
Greg, I know that I know what you mean though. My dad also passed on them as well for many years until I showed him Hotcakes because he thought they were just a joke band.
Mm.
And I
it's
showed him
so weird.
Hotcakes and he was like, fucking hell, these guys are really good.
Yeah.
I guess just they're a bit silly, but there's some sort of rumor that they're like a pure comedy band.
Yeah.
Well, I remember them. Did you guys see the music video for I Believe in a Thing Called Love?
Yeah.
And that is a very
Yeah,
silly music
That is
video.
super silly. I was just about to mention that because I was going to say that like my introduction into the Darkness was literally watching their music videos from the first album like on MTV.
Yeah.
Or MTV2 I think they played on because MTV2 was mostly the music and MTV at the time was actual shows.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense for music TV, but there you go. So I remember so listening to this album was a huge nostalgia trip. It just reminded me of living in Croydon, watching MTV2 with my mum and dad and singing along to Darkness and like just loads of other like rock songs that would come with it. It would always be like I Believe in a Thing Called Love. Then afterwards, probably like Tribute by Tenacious D would come on. And then there'd be like another random new band or something like, and they just like cycle loads of those kind of songs. So yeah, this was definitely like a huge nostalgia trip for me. So I really enjoyed that. Yeah, I thought it was a great album.
Yeah. It was good. Right, good. Also,
Alright.
I'd like to say love is only a feeling. I have made it clear on the podcast in the past my distaste for love songs or like ballads. But I feel like the fact that it's so cheesy like gives it a pass. It's so good. Like that song is so fucking good. Like and then they've just got this dude in the background like drifting away. It's just like it's so fucking it's like so ridiculous. It's great. I fucking love that song. Also, the guitars on that song, they got so many great riffs in there. Really cool solos and stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, one thing I didn't like about revisiting this album though was I now have I Believe in a Thing Called Love stuck in my head again. I had that fucking song stuck in my head for about 5 years.
I remember that distinctly, actually. Yeah, like every time there was a moment of silence, it would just be exactly
in college. I mean, I don't know if James is behind you, but I'm sure he remembers me just occasionally going, "I believe in a good love, just live in my heart." Oh.
Yeah, no, he definitely remembers that.
I must say, so like to put a contrasting view on everything, whilst I did really like the album and for the most part it was really good, I felt like it like a lot of the songs like towards the latter half of the album really petered off for me, because there were some abs like compared at least to the first half of the album, because there were like the first half literally has like all their absolute stonking bangers, and then like as it sort of got past like maybe like Stuck in a Rut or anything like that. Like I wasn't a huge fan of the rest of the, like they were okay. They weren't bad by any means, but they weren't memorable. Like Black Shuck was like punch you in your face, like proper hard rock. And then like all the other songs after it for like 6 or 7 songs were like gold. And then I felt like the latter half of the album for me just really was a bit meh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to agree with you there, because I think the album should have stopped at Love on the Rocks of No Ice. I don't think Holding My Own and Making Out were necessary. Making Out was actually a bonus track in Japan, but I think they just bunged it in there now for digital streaming stuff. But yeah, no, I agree. I don't think the last 2 songs are as good as the rest. I don't think I'd ever actually listened to Making Out before this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think Stuck in a Rut or Friday Night are particularly memorable either. That's where I started kind of tuning out a little bit. But then Love on the Rocks of No Ice like brought me back.
I really like
that song is a banger. Love on the Rocks of No Ice is such a good song.
But also just such a dumb name.
It's a fucking ridiculous name. Yeah.
I guess because we all had slightly different like varying views, it goes to show that like while like it wasn't like consistently good all the way, because like some of us like different parts from different songs at the end, but I guess we could all agree that it wasn't like stone cold bangers like the first half of the album, like because honestly like Get Your Hands Off My Woman, and like I forgot how much I loved Growing on Me as well, because they had a music video for that as well on MTV. I swear to God that it's like I can't remember what it was, but
I just love how Growing on Me is just a song about someone falling.
That's it. They're in the forest and literally like they're like hunting or something, and like it's with like balls
There's
everywhere.
like weird giant rubber balls. And they're like in the rubber balls. I don't remember this music video. I do remember this video.
Yeah, I literally it was on Kerrang. Oh yeah. The fucking guitar comes out of the water like Excalibur and flies into fucking Justin's hand, and he starts doing a solo.
The one I really remember is I Believe in a Thing Called Love. And that's the one where like he's like comes out of the shower and there's like a big fluffy monster that hugs him to dry him off. Yeah. And then like he walks out onto the surface of Mars and picks up a boulder and fucking like throws it into space or some shit. It's just like, how the fuck did you come up with this, dude? Like, that definitely didn't help with the whole like newfound fame thing as well, because they're just going to be like, you went from 0 to famous and you're fucking filming stuff about you being on the surface of the moon or something.
I mean, the first song, One Way Ticket, on the second album is literally starts with them, racking up a line and snorting it. So
on the recording,
definitely drugs. Yeah.
That really is a one-way ticket to hell and back. That's not very Christian.
That's very naughty, boys.
Oh dear. Anyway, final thoughts. Throw them out. Who's going to talk first?
I had a potential CHUB Webb connection because we all pointed out Benji Webb's album featured the word love way too much. An album that also does, but not in a bad way.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
The CHUB Webb.
I don't think that comparison has ever been made, Greg. So congratulations. Darkness and Benji Webb's solo reggae album are connected.
They both focus on the theme of love.
No fecal demons, though. No fecal demons, unfortunately.
I'm surprised there isn't, but no, there is apparently not.
We'll find another.
One day we'll get there.
Good night, fish.
Fish time.
Fish.
Okay, they're in the other room.
Fish.
We'll tuck them in.
Go.
Fuck it. I'll throw my 2 cents in as the final thoughts. I kind of already mentioned it before. I really enjoyed this album. It's just classic hard rock. Why is Bussy trending on Twitter? What the fuck? That's weird.
What I said.
Just boy pussy. Okay. It's literally
fantastic.
like classic sort of hard rocky sort of thing. Definitely what the early 2000s needed. Like it really brought back a lot of nostalgia for me. Like listening to it with my mum and dad, they fucking love it, and my dad's like a big like goth kind of man, so like it's a testament to how good they are.
A big goth can like them.
Yeah, like a big goth that likes dark tones and stuff. He's like, oh, the darkness are amazing.
Maybe
so,
he just
like,
listens to them because of their name, and
yeah,
too late.
He was like, oh, they've got to be so dark, man.
Yeah. Oh, they've got to be so goth. They're called the darkness.
Yeah.
You can't get more dark than darkness.
Yeah.
My dad liked the video of Stalag that I posted on Facebook.
What? I bet he's listened to it and be like, wow, that's really good, son.
Yeah. I don't know what the kids listen to these days, but I like it.
I'm glad I'm mostly deaf.
Maybe that's why
he liked it.
He probably had like his headphones that I bought him for Christmas, like, oh, my big fancy headphones, and he's just like,
it's just some guy like, please kill me.
Nice.
Anyway, yeah, really good. It was a bit sad that it did peter off at the end, and the interest wasn't like completely held throughout the whole thing. Happens to some of the best albums, to be fair. So not like a huge scathing criticism, but like it's one of those things. But yeah, for the most part, for like the first 2/3, fucking A. I'll give this album an 8 out of 10. I really liked it.
Nice.
I feel basically exactly the same way. It's not all killer no filler, but that's very rare. And the songs that are really good, like right up to, for me, like the cutoff point was Given Up was the last really good one. Love on the Rocks with No Ice is also good, but Stuck in a Rut, Friday Night, Holding my Own, and Making Out they're all a bit meh. But for how good the good songs are, it's definitely like at least an 8 out of 10 for me too.
Yeah. Ben mentioned earlier that like the last batch of songs were like very divisive, because I mean, I think personally Stuck in a Rut and Friday Night are 2 of the best songs on the album. So I guess that's how you tell they're not stone cold bangers, because everyone's not going, it was a good song.
I need to give them another listen, to be fair. Maybe my interest was petering out a little bit.
That was, to be fair, that happens like most of the time.
Yeah,
when I listen to a whole album.
We have to call it like album fatigue or something, like take into considerations everyone's album fatigue.
Yeah,
because that always like takes a toll on people. Even if the album is good, sometimes they could just be like, oh, it's the same of everything all the time.
Maybe we should listen to them in 2 halves. It might actually be a better experience.
Greg, what you're saying?
Yeah, just albums in general. What am I saying? I thought it was fucking great. I'd agree the second half of the album isn't quite as strong, but like while listening to it, didn't really bother me. I felt like it had enough momentum for me to just enjoy it all the way through. I also thought Stuck in a Rut and Friday Night were good songs. And Love on the Rocks were nice.
I'm not saying they're not good songs. They just weren't as good.
Yeah, but overall, no, it was an absolute thrill ride. It was super just happy and exciting and upbeat, and it put me in a good mood. It's an album full of good feelings and strong music, and I couldn't stop thinking about that meme guy who he sounds like. And I'm an 8.5 out of 10.
Oh, different boy, different.
Always one up in us.
Have to put up a 0.5.
Daniel Hawkins. Well, I mean, last episode I said that this was a 10 out of 10 album, but that was because I always stop at Love on the Rocks with No Ice. So because of that, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10, just because the last 2 songs, well, one of them's a bonus track, or it was a bonus track originally, and Holding My Own is definitely just not as strong as the other songs. I mean, if you want more, I'd definitely do Hotcakes and One Way Ticket to Hell. Like, those 2 albums are just Oh, and Pinwood Smile. Oh, that's such a good band. Oh, and Last of Our Kind. I'll just throw that in there. Why not? Just don't do Easter is Cancelled. It's not that great. It was weird. I just want to throw that. When I saw them last year, 2 years ago now in December, it was the Easter is Cancelled tour. And they came on stage and played only songs from that album for like 30 minutes. And then went back off stage, did a costume change, and then came out and did all the fucking hits that everyone loves. Don't do that if you're a band, because I was literally, at one point I turned to Claire and said, "Shall we leave? This is kind of boring."
This is kind of boring.
Yeah, I think I did leave. I don't remember being there for the bangers. I think I left.
That's because you weren't there.
For that one. When we saw them at Download, they did the same thing.
Did they?
Yeah. I don't remember any of the songs they played at Download, which is weird because they have a bunch of bangers. And
I was holding you hostage. They're like, we know you're expecting the good ones, but you got to sit through this first.
Yeah.
I was talking about, we saw them at the Brighton Dome.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, that's fine. And
I did the same thing at Download. Yeah.
And I don't know. It was. Don't do that, bands. Intertwine your new songs with old songs.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't understand why a band ever would just do all new stuff and then the classics at the end. Like, I know obviously it's a bit hype because everyone wants the classics at the end, but like, just mix it. Just mix it, because then you've got something to look forward to every other song, I guess, right? Like,
yeah. You're like, this is a new song. I like this one. But the next one might be my favorite song ever.
Exactly, yeah. It's more anticipation.
Oh, a gift from Zoom. Running out of time. We've removed the 40-minute time limit on your group meeting.
Oh, well, that makes sense easier.
Oh,
I just got a
thanks, Zoom.
Thank you, Zoom.
That's so nice.
Oh, lovely.
Thanks, Chinese spies, if you're watching.
There's someone just really, really enjoying the podcast. Like, oh, hang on, okay. They talk about the darkness. Okay,
yeah, I love that. Yeah, then we'll just go to the singles and they'll cut us off.
They're like, wait a minute.
Thanks, Chinese overlords.
Who the fuck is Callum Graham?
Well,
they'll be like, he is an enemy of the state.
That is a good question, Kyle. Who the fuck is Callum Graham?
Well, what was your rating, Zach? I don't think you gave it a rating.
9 out of 10.
Oh, 9 out of 10.
Don't interrupt my segue.
I'm sorry.
That was a perfect segue.
We don't do that here, Zach.
Yeah, Callum Graham is a man with two first names, so he could be Graham Callum. You'd never know.
That is a good point. What the fuck is he doing?
Never trust the man with two fucking first names as his full name.
Never, ever, ever trust a man with two surnames.
Hi, I'm Smith Jones. I am a human.
Hi,
I'm Taylor Swift. Wait. Anyway,
I feel really bad for like any Mohammed Smiths out there, like who they're just like, I
am literally the most common name.
Didn't we? We were playing around with band names one time, and we came up with Chang Smith and the Mohammeds.
Yeah, Chang Smith and the
Mohammeds.
Yeah. Oh my god!
They've been called the most common names in the world. Chang Smith.
We're all just a bunch of white guys.
It's like we got that Smith part nailed.
Yeah. I see the Smith, but I don't really see the Chang or the Mohammed part.
They're in the back.
Yeah.
Anyway, Callum Graham is a fingerstyle guitarist and also singer. He does music. He does music with other well-known fingerstyle guitarists. Sometimes he's collabed with Don Ross and probably others that I'm not aware of. They do shows and shit together sometimes, but I know he's done some songs with Don Ross, which were really good. Yeah, he does some cool covers. I was trying to figure out if this is a cover, but there's loads of songs called Wild Woman, and I think this is an original. But he's covered like Billie Jean by Michael Jackson and some other ones that are really cool. And he's got some really cool of his own songs as well. And this song features him doing his music. What did you think, Kyle?
You pick me, the famous country connoisseur.
Well, that's one thing I was going to mention. Is it country?
I mean, I don't think it's country.
Not borderline.
I mean, it's cowboy kind of music country, really.
It uses a slide. So maybe
My dad uses a slider.
Your dad's a country boy.
He's a southern man.
Oh, he is, technically.
I guess folk is just English country, if you think about it.
Well, I mean, I'd argue it's the other way around, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
We were first.
Potato. Older.
What was that, Greg?
I said our country's older.
No, what drink is that?
Oh, it's Sip Smith's strawberry gin. Strawberry gin.
Oh.
Ooh,
I prefer Sip Mohammed's, to be honest.
Sip Chang.
Sip Chang.
Okay, now. This song, I really like. Is this the same guy? I can't remember if you mentioned in the last episode if it was something to do with like lap steel or something. You said something about a similar guy.
No, Dash Rock one of the bands had a lap guitar. Lap guitars always use a slide, but this is just a normal guitar where he's using a slide. A slide is just a metal tube. I have one, but it's in the other room. It's a metal tube that goes around your ring finger, and so you're playing guitar with the rest of your fingers, and then you're kind of just holding that there, and then occasionally you'll go with the slide.
Yeah. Maybe we need to try and write a song with that, because they do sound cool. They do be sounding cool. Can you even work on electric guitar?
Oh yeah, you can do it on anything.
Can you also use it as like a I can't remember what they're called, but you basically like put it on the fret so it holds down all the strings, so it changes the tone of the rest of the neck. Capo.
That's a different thing.
But could you use it like that?
You could use them together. But I mean, a capo is like a clamp. A slide is like a tube that goes on your finger.
No, my point is, could you use it like a capo, like? So you just press down quite hard, and then it'll sound really different, and then suddenly not.
Well, you could just do that with your finger.
Nah, you can't.
I mean, the point of a capo is because then the opens are a different note. So it's so that you play. It changes the tuning of the whole guitar basically. So if you play capo on the second fret, and then play a bunch of riffs that involve open notes, it's as if you've like tuned the guitar a whole two notes up.
We should do that for all our songs.
They're really good, yeah.
Just fuck around.
I never really bothered using one, but they are really useful. And a lot of this type of acoustic guitar-y stuff, people tend to use them.
They make such cool sounds as well.
Yeah.
So I'm currently eating a Chihuahua's penis.
Oh,
nice. Look at this guy biting a rocket lolly like a fucking savage.
Zach, I'm right there with you. I bite ice lollies,
dude.
I ain't got bitch baby teeth. I bite right into that shit.
You gotta savor the delicious artificial.
I just have a whole cone of ice cream. I'm like,
yeah, I don't. I've got shit to do, Kyle. I can't be sitting here sucking a lolly all night.
We got strong boy teeth. We can take this one.
Also, it's too hot for YouTube to have Zach sucking on a lolly.
I'm going to censor it.
Yeah, no one
get the Japanese blurry censor bar thing.
Yeah, this is a family show, remember?
Yeah, it's a family show. So instead of sucking dick, I bite it. Anyway, Callum Graham.
Yes.
Famously known for eating Chihuahua penis. Callum Graham.
I thought his guitar tone was very cool and very jangly, and it's good fun. I don't know. I like stuff like that. Like his voice. To me, it's kind of country-ish in that, like that really like like it's kind of like, you know, bad boy Western vibes.
Yeah.
And his voice wasn't really obnoxiously country. He sounded like, you know, he was just a good singer of his own merit. So yeah, I enjoyed this, and I want to listen to more of his stuff to see if it's kind of more of the same or he diversifies it a little.
I loved the finger tappy bit towards the end. That was cool.
Yeah, his little solo.
Yeah, like you don't really hear that on acoustic guitars that often.
He's Canadian, so maybe it's their version of country.
Yeah, it's I felt like it really sounded like Cage the Elephant in a way, like a lot of those kind of like, I feel like there must be some kind of distinguishing like difference between like Western sounding songs and country songs, because like, you know, you can have like country songs where they're like I love my baby and she's my sister and like that kind of country, and then you obviously have like the more like old town country saloon sort of sounding songs.
I went down to the woods and I cried.
Where they're more like, I don't know, just like, a bit more upbeat, I suppose.
Like Microwave Dave died in spoons. That kind of drunk down beers like a Yank saloon. Yeah.
Exactly like Microwave Dave. Like
I thought this guy sounded like the Breaking Bad theme.
Yeah.
I can't remember what that sounds like.
It's a whole song, but the theme's like down, 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 down. It's got like bongos or something. I don't know. Also, as someone that studied film, don't listen to. I don't know if you guys did, but did you guys watch the music video?
I didn't know there was one.
Don't.
Oh no.
It's got like this weird kind of pixelated sci-fi effect in the transitions, and it really does not suit the song. So I first listened to this song with the music video, and I actually didn't like it because I felt the music video was taking away from the music, because they would have cuts where he was doing like a finger style, and it would just kind of like freeze frame each finger pick, so it just looked like photos.
Right.
Could be cool, but I wanted to see him go with his fingers, like noodle about. So I then went in. Do you see what I mean, Greg?
They've gone overboard with the graphics.
It's way too much.
It's way too much.
So yeah, don't listen to this song on a music video. Listen to this song on streaming sites. But yeah,
there's a few music videos that do that. I really hate just really long music videos, the ones where there's random pauses and shit. Like, fucking, I just remember the worst music video ever is the one for Fall Out Boy's Dance, and it was on Kerrang all the time back in the day, and like half that music video is just them really poorly acting and talking to each other. It's just like, why did you think this?
That was a fucking thing for like old, like early noughties bands. Like Sum 41 had like fuckloads of skits and stuff where like they were in like a music like room or something before the actual song played, and they were with their manager, and the guy was like, "There's the bands like The Strokes, The White Stripes. You guys should be called The Sums." And it's like like a comedy thing. And like even when I was a child watching that, I was like, "This isn't funny. I want to listen to the song."
Yeah.
Like why are bands doing this? Like or at least give us a version where it's just the song, and then the people that want to watch it watch it.
It's the thing that irks me the most is like with this Callum Graham music video is when there's too many quick cuts in a song that's not suited for it. Like if it was thrash metal or something, I'd get it, but this is like a good finger picky acoustic guitar, and it's like a cut every half a second. It's just
I guess the people making it are like, nah, people just get bored just watching him play the song. It's like, that's exactly what I want. I just want to watch him.
You want to watch him play it.
We have a couple of angles or something, some lighting, that's all you need.
But I'm gonna give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up from me.
Thumbs up.
Hey,
Thumpy dumpy.
Listen to the rest of this album, Tabula Rasa. It's all really good.
Nice.
Will do. I'll do it.
Oh, that's the spirit, Kyle.
That's the box of spirits.
That's the spirit box. The next single, Kyle.
Oh, so Spirit Box. Me and Ben did the reaction to these guys. That's how we first heard of them. I think it was like on an Architects music video or something, and somebody was like, if you like this, you should check out Spirit Box. They're coming up and really good. And I was like, fine, I will, bitch. And so we did. And
we should
Holy
thank
Roller,
that person as well.
yeah, we should, because Spirit Box have been one of my bands of the year. I think they're really on the up. They've only got one EP out, and that came out in like 2017, we established the other day. And then since then, they've released like 5 singles, which are all going to be on the next album, which is coming out this year.
Their first album.
Well, yeah, their first album, yeah. And all of those songs absolutely slap. So Circle With Me, Secret Garden, which is the one we listened to today, Holy Roller, Blessed Be, and Constance are all their top tracks, and they are all going to be on the next album. And they're all really fucking good and really diverse, and I would definitely recommend you listen to them because they're great. Female-fronted metal, very screamy vocally voice, but also very pretty. What did you think, Zach?
There wasn't much screaming in this song.
Yeah, no, not in this song. There's less screaming in this song than most of them.
Yeah, when I was watching the music video, I was like, and she's going to turn into a crazy pagan lady now. No. She didn't. But I really liked this song. The chorus was super catchy. I don't know if it was a bass guitar or some weird finger picking, but it had a really cool bass something or other during the verse or the bridge something. God, words. But
is it the bit that goes like like after?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. It was really cool. And her voice is really damn cool as well. Like, it's not necessarily super high or anything, but it's just super. It's just. What's the word I'm looking for? It's just comes from the heart. You know, it's genuine. It's just fucking good singing. It's not like showing off or anything, but it's just awesome, really good singing. If that makes sense, you know. Authentic. It's not like Battle Beast, which I showed you guys in the car, where she's like, yeah, going fucking up here. And it's not. But she can also do the really loud, growly growls in Holy Roller?
Yeah.
Holy Roller?
Holy Roller. Holy Roller.
Holy Roller. That's the one where she turns into crazy pagan lady.
Yeah.
No, I really liked this. I added the EP and the album to my, well, not to my bangers yet, because I'm going to redo it, but yeah. Because my fucking bangers, all right, I'm just going to moan. I've got like 3,000 songs on my bangers, but it literally only plays like the same 100 songs over and over.
Oh, so does mine, dude. My Spotify is like that. It literally like, I'll literally hear the same song over and over. And I'm just like, what? Why? Yeah. I have like 2,000 songs on here. What?
Annoying. So I'm going to redo it because I think it's like an algorithm thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it must be like if you've listened to it a certain amount of times because you like it, it will be like, oh, he only likes this. I'll play this all the time.
Oh, he doesn't skip this so often. He must love it, want to hear it all the time.
All the time, yeah. Mine's exactly the same.
We'll give him the opposite of that.
I must admit, like after listening to Spirit Box when we did that reaction, I really liked them straight off the bat, just because like female frontal like metal vocalists like at the moment that can like really do like heavy vocals really well, just get me going. I'm like, yes, obviously, hence why I picked Eternal Forward Motion for this episode. But in this song she was very clean the whole way through, and it just shows how versatile her vocals are. I know obviously it's very much like focusing on the singer, because she's quite prevalent in the band, you know, even in like posters and stuff. She's very much like the face of the band. And like for the most part, like like it's great. It reminded me almost of Evanescence in a way, just how like she's got like a really she sings on like a bit of the lower ends of her range, I think, which is a little bit more comfortable. She's not like super high. It's a beautiful, beautiful song. Like the chorus is super catchy, like Zach said. And yeah, she's it's fucking great. And like I like how Holy Roller is like the complete opposite vocally, where it's like heavy, like really, really heavy. This one's completely clean. And then you get Circle With Me, which is like literally a mixture of both. Like for the most part, it's mostly clean. Because I realized this because I showed Secret Garden to Sean, and she was like, I really like this. This doesn't sound like metal to me. And I was like, this is metal. Like, this is metal music. And she's like, oh, I'm actually really starting to like metal now. And I was just like, yes, good, yes.
Yeah, because I would argue just the word metal, no subgenre, is just singing.
Yeah,
with heavy distorted
with distorted guitars. Yeah,
no
exactly.
growly, no rapping, no breakdowns. It's just singy metal.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I said to her.
It.
And then we listened to Circle With Me after, and then like she's like, oh, this is still really, really good. And then there's the bit in the breakdown of Circle With Me. I don't know if you guys heard it, but it's like a breakdown where she does like do a bit of screaming, and then Sean just looked at me like, she's not a big fan of it. But yeah, either way, this song fucking slapped, and this band, when their first album comes out, are gonna absolutely kill it. I cannot wait to see them live. It's gonna be really good.
Yeah, they're probably itching to play it.
That's true, actually. Yeah,
they're bound to play like Chalk at some point. Like they're still like early and like not big enough just yet. Where I reckon they'll still play like smaller places.
Are they from round here?
They're from Vancouver in Canada.
Okay.
They're playing Download, and they played Download next year, and they're playing Reading Festival this year.
Oh shit!
Wait, is there a lineup for Download next year?
There is. It doesn't look that great, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Biffy Clyro was like one of the headliners.
Oh really? Maybe Ella will be so pleased. I'm sure we'll go.
Couple little bit of trivia. Prior to
Kyle.
Spirit Box, tell us, Justin.
Scream for me, Kyle.
Give me a T. Give me a Rivia.
Prior to this band, so Courtney LaPlante, the singer, and the guitar player Mike Stringer, which is a very good name for a guitar player.
Nice.
They are husband and wife. They are married. And they were in a band before this called I Wrestled a Bear Once, who I've
heard of them.
Yeah, they're a pretty well-known weird mathcore band who I personally thought were a bit shit.
I think Danny from work was a big fan of them.
Yeah, they made it relatively big. And then in 2017 they broke up, and since then started Spirit Box.
Wow.
Who are now doing very well. So they've been around for a minute musically. But yeah, their album's coming out September 17th, and it's called Eternal Blue.
That's my favorite color.
Web albums with the word eternal in them.
Yeah.
Female-fronted bands with albums with their names.
That is something. I just came. Just made my own fucking web.
Yes.
Hello.
What
are you saying?
I also liked the song. I've got opinions. I noticed, I think the same bit that you mentioned at the start, Zach, where with the like kind of techie bass riff, and I was really impressed because they have one bit where the singing and the guitar stepped off a little bit, and it reminded me of like Animals as Leaders a little bit. They had like quite intricate drumming and bass section, and it was all a bit minimalist. I really enjoyed that. I thought and then in the other parts that did have the heavier guitar riffs, I really liked the, what would you say? It's not a juxtaposition. The mixing of the smooth, clean vocals over quite a heavy riff. I think, they pretty much nailed it throughout. They did lots of interesting stuff. And I'm going to go and listen to the rest of the things because it's the only one I've listened to.
Definitely do it.
Yeah.
Listen to that album when it comes out.
Yeah, it won't,
from like
won't take long to listen to it. Oh,
Yeah.
just really quickly from like a lyrical point of view as well, because I was reading the lyrics along. Like they did a thing in this song which I really, really like in a lot of bands, which I might do in one of our songs when I write next. They have like a really big like verse, like almost like 2-bar verse in the first half of the song, and then the second verse is literally like 1-bar verse. So it's like the verse from the first bit is like longer to give a lot of breathing room for the chorus, but then the second verse is quite like a lot shorter to then go into the pre-chorus of the chorus, because it's almost like, oh, the chorus was so good, you want to get pretty much straight back into it, so the second verse is actually a lot shorter. So when I was reading that, I was like, song structure wise, a lot of bands do that like all the time.
yeah, I know Airborne do that a lot.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's just like a lyrical thing in general, and I'm like, that's good for me, because one, like, you get straight back into the chorus which you want to listen to, and two, you just don't have to write as much.
Yeah, less effort, and people like it.
And people like it. So yeah, definitely took some notes on that songwriting wise. So I liked that.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that, because for me, like, my favorite part of this song is like the end, like the crescendo of the end, where it's like an extended chorus on the way out that nobody waits for me. It's just like, oh, it's so high, but it's
which,
like,
to be fair, we kind of do in Eye of the Beholder. It's like a
true.
It's the chorus, but it's just sped up, and I'm just like, we elongate it. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say, Kyle, like, my favorite part is when it ends.
Yeah, my favorite part is the silence after the sweet release of death.
The dementia at the end of the song.
Oh god. Oh, no. Part 6 has no description.
No. I give it a thumbs up. I give it a thumbs up.
I like it.
Thump, thump, thump.
I give it a thumbs up. Part 6.
Anyway,
I think you've got the
segue that we missed from earlier. Female-fronted bands are really killing it at the moment.
Oh, they are killing it. They are killing it so bad. You know what band has that?
Ginger.
Amaranth.
Yeah, really good band.
Yeah, Amaranth, pretty fucking good.
No, we're not talking about those. We're talking about Unleash the Archers. No, I'm just joking. We're not talking about them either.
We're talking about Arch Enemy, right?
Yeah.
Doro's pretty good. Milk Thief, they split up.
Milk Thief, they split up, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
so
they're more grunge than metal.
Actually, they're punk. Fuck you.
They're grunge and punk.
They're grunk.
They're grunk.
They're grunk. They're grunk.
Really great grunk.
Punch is so much
Punch. Oh. Sounds like the scum you get at the top of a pond.
Oh,
Punch.
Sounds like the gross froth of an old beer that you've left out on the side for weeks. It's like, oh, it's got a bit of a punch on it.
Yeah, some pungent punch.
Anyway, yes. So the next
Nightwish. Yep.
Nightwish. That's
Anyway, back to Nightwish.
This is a band called Employed to Serve.
About the darkness, yeah.
It's with the female front of
The lightness.
The lightness. Employed to Serve at the moment anyway are a 5-piece band. They're from England.
Where in England, Ben?
Huh? I don't know whereabouts in England they are. I don't give a shit about
Wow, I fucking brought the news about darkness.
Yeah.
They formed in Lower Stoft, mate.
We all learned
That's
how
a
to
fun fact I just whack out my brain every day.
Every day. They don't even have a Wikipedia.
Employed to Serve don't have a Wikipedia page.
Well, they're from England. They're English.
English.
They hang around London a lot, so maybe they're from London. Who knows? Who cares?
Let's just
At the
say
end
they're
of the day-
from Lower Stoft.
Yeah, let's just say that they're from. Yeah.
Lower Stoft.
Lower Stoft.
Burton-on-Trent.
They're from Upper Stuffed.
Yeah.
So these guys have constantly had like a few band members like going in and out, but what's kept sort of the same throughout their 3 albums is the female fronted sort of vocalist and the lead guitarist who also does the guy's vocals that you probably hear throughout the album as well. I'm pretty sure they're in a relationship. I'm not quite sure. I think they are.
It says here that they started as a two-piece.
Oh, there you go.
And it was just two of them.
Damn,
they are from London.
In that picture, they look so much younger than they are now. What the fuck? They look so emo.
I'm gonna whack it on the screen.
Just whacking it on the screen for context.
Yeah.
So this is their third studio album, Eternal Forward Motion. Not too much different from their second album, which is kind of like less raw than the first one, but it's kind of leaning more towards the kind of like slightly more gentler, breakdownier kind of side. It's well, I'll open the floor up to Greg. What did you think?
Oh, wonders. I liked it, but I have mixed feelings.
Okay.
I think they're clearly very talented, especially like obviously the singer's going to be like a big focus. I think she's crazy good at making screamy noises. It always surprises me. Like, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but whenever there's a female vocalist and they're doing the really guttury screams, I'm just like, fuck. That's
yeah.
I don't know. It's impressive. It's extra impressive when it's a woman doing. And yeah, I thought that was really cool. I also did think the background singing the guy was good as well when he came in with the clean bits. But I think so I'll start with pluses. It had some really intense heavy bits which I liked. It's another one of those bands where I think I would definitely enjoy them more live, because I would have a really good time like just jamming to it, getting crushed, getting elbowed,
it's
getting stomped
eating
on.
some jam, getting crushed. It's gonna be
great. And yeah, they had some really nice riffs, very enjoyable, very headbangy. But I did start to get a little of like breakdown fatigue.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Oh
yeah.
Hello.
You lagged there, but
am I good?
Yeah, I think you're good.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's telling me my internet connection is unstable. Hang on, let me close things.
Oh no.
Well, I'm gonna bounce. You said the last thing I heard you say was you got breakdown fatigue, which I can agree with personally as well. I love breakdowns but when they're used sparingly. That's partly why is it metalcore, which is just like karate in the pits, head breakdown,
hardcore,
right? I don't particularly gel well with breakdowny music, mostly because, and it's not the band's fault, but whenever I've just never really had many positive experiences with hardcore kids. So most of them either are dicks to me, physically attack me, and or just kind of like shrug me off as a human. So because of that kind of music has been plagued a bit, kind of like hip hop. Not so much these days with hip hop though, but for a long time I just attributed hip hop with chavs, and chavs were mean to me. So, but at the same time, like Employed to Serve were really damn good. And for the sake of the podcast, I try and get that kind of mindset away from here. But the bias is still there somewhat when it's like super breakdowny, and I'm like, they're coming for me. The hardcore kids are going to be mean to me.
It just reminds me of the Hell episode where you were like, maybe there's just too many breakdowns.
Well, my first. Sorry, Greg. I'll chuck it back to you after I say this. But my first note was, it's very heavy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
for sure.
Now I'm going to throw that ball back down to Greg. Now he's back. Hello. Hello, Greg.
Hello. I think I've got it working. Yeah, I don't know. It's I'm the same with having just a strong disdain for hardcore kids, but I don't blame the bands for that at all. Like, because I listen to lots of music that has dickhead fans. I don't think like that's an issue for me. It's just like purely from a musical standpoint, there can only be so many like riffs that go dun 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 dun.
That's literally our riff.
That one, yeah, but we only do it once in the whole of our repertoire.
That's literally COVID Kingpins.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there are so many riffs like that in this type of music.
Yeah,
it does tire me out a bit, especially when I'm listening to it sat in my computer chair. Like,
yeah, I would say that like this is like off the bat, this is one of my favorite albums of 2019 for sure. Like next to the Left Behind one that I suggested previously. Like those kind of like, that was a really heavy year for me. But like I like even though it's like one of my favorite albums, like I still suffer a little bit from album fatigue with it. So like I completely understand. Like sometimes I'm just like, oh, this does sound really similar when it's like literally played after all of the songs you just listened to. So I think it's another one of those things where yeah, it definitely suffers a bit from album fatigue.
Yeah, the art of shuffling music has really changed how we listen to
sure.
music.
Yeah,
100%.
Sure.
I would say on this album though, like on the whole, there was plenty that wasn't like that, and it was enough to keep me interested all the way through. So it, like by no means did it ruin this album for me. It was just like it's always there. When another one came in, I was like, oh, here we go. But then when an interesting riff came in, I was like, oh, that's actually really good.
Yeah.
What did you think, Carl?
I really liked it. I really like very heavy stuff like this. I really like the guitar tone. One thing that I put in my notes was these riffs are very Dillinger Escape Plan. And then when I looked on the article where I found out that they were from London and that they were formed as a two-piece, their biggest influence was Dillinger Escape Plan.
Oh, wow.
So it makes sense.
There you go.
Yeah, I fucking love this kind of thing. They're surprisingly technical in places. Like, I mean, you literally just memed on the COVID Kingpin where it's like, brown, brown. I fucking love like beefy, chunky, like down-tuned riffs, and I fucking love pinch harmonics. And this album is full of those. And I think it's so sick. I mean, obviously, like my favorite band of Gojira, like half of their riffs are. It's just it's just so fucking heavy. Yeah. So
pinch
yeah,
harmonics are really cool.
Dude, they're so sick. Like, and I thought more so than any other album that I've listened to on this podcast, I was reading the lyrics, and for one, again, Ben, are you okay? Like, I think we said this a few times.
Yeah, I think we said this to light the torch.
Yeah, this was the first episode. We were like, "Are you okay, Ben?
Ben, speak to me."
So,
but
I'll get to it when I say my bit.
Yeah, I thought I really relate to a lot of the lyrics in this album. Like, I mean, the title track "Eternal Forward Motion" is basically like saying like, if you keep running yourself ragged and letting life live you, is one of the lines, then you're just going to end up fucking like killing yourself to live, basically. So it's like the message is basically like keep moving forward, but it doesn't matter like what pace. You don't need to like sprint forwards, so long as you're making moves and stuff, which I think is like a really powerful message. I mean, I don't know if I've mentioned it on the podcast before, but I'm not working at the moment because I was so stressed out and work was making me like hate myself. So I'm just taking some time like to feel happy again. And
you're
it's like,
unemployed to serve.
I'm unemployed to serve. And yeah, like I can really relate to a lot of stuff in there. Like Dull Lake Behind My Eyes is just like a really I can't remember. It's basically like I'm just so stressed out. I've like literally got a headache all the time. And like it's just making me like everything and work and stuff is so shit. Because obviously the name Employed to Serve, it's very like it implies that they're not happy with like the state of the world or
capitalism.
Yeah. Capitalism.
Capitalism.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. I relate a lot to the stuff. One other thing I was going to say was like her voice is so raw and it's like it makes me wonder, like listening to some of these songs, like especially Force Fed, I was like, she's gonna fuck her throat up. Oh, Harsh Truth as well.
Harsh Truth, right at the end where she's like does that huge scream where all the music cuts out and she's just like, "Ah!" like by herself for ages. Like it's so good.
It sounds sick. But for me, like I've listened to a lot of scream music, and this is like her vocals like actually like hurt me a little bit. Like thinking about trying to do those vocals, I'm like, fuck. Like, because they're so raw.
Needs to take it. She needs to be careful because there's a lot of bands these days that don't scream anymore because they fucked up their throat.
Yeah, fucking Protest the Hero had to learn how to sing again.
Yeah.
Avenged Sevenfold and Slipknot as well. I think both struggled. Although part of me thinks Avenged was a style choice, but yeah.
Nah, he actually had a blood vessel in his throat burst.
Well, it worked out for them because they ended up sounding really unique.
Yeah.
His voice is very unique.
Yeah, for sure. M Shadows is iconic. Another little point I was going to make before I pass on was Reality Filter is a song about social media and comparing yourself to other people's success. And it's like one of the lines in it is, I judge myself by others' success. I rate my own life second to yours. It's like, for me, like, I'm not sure if you'd hear lyrics like that from like a male fronted band. I feel like that's an issue that a lot of like women really contend with, like to a bigger extent. And I think it's just like something that like, you know, it's really interesting to hear these sort of really raw, really serious and deep lyrics from a female fronted band, because these are issues that like, I'm sure like men do face, but not to the same extent. They don't like physically compare because there's not that like societal pressure on you and stuff. So it's really interesting to hear that sort of perspective on a bunch of things.
Yeah.
So
yeah. No, that's really cool. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I think like, yeah, I guess like segueing on from there, like this definitely. So the biggest reason why this is one of my favorite albums of 2019, maybe even ever, could be in my top like 20 or 30, is purely because when I listened to it in 2019, and I came out like pretty much just came out of a really awful like end of a relationship sort of, and I was sort of starting my new life in Brighton, Shore on Brighton, Sussex. It's from 2019, England, the world, around the world.
You moved away from Lowestoft.
Lowestoft. And like during that phase, like it was about moving on, about change, about sort of like, you know, like just pushing forwards basically, and like being the person you want to be. And like all the lyrics that like encapsulate a lot of the songs in Eternal Forward Motion just like fit hand in hand with how like the experiences like I was living at that time. Like there, and like it's one of these things as well that I was saying about a lot of people outside metal don't like know how like versatile and how poetic a lot of metal can be, and that's because I feel like a lot of normal conventional song structure has to have a lot of like, you know, making sure that something rhymes to sound good, making sure something you know, fits like certain structures like with the backing track and everything like that, so it gets a bit like, you know, it can be simplistic with a lot of metal where like, you know, it doesn't have to rhyme because you're fucking screaming, like no one's like being like, oh, that didn't rhyme, oh anything like that, you know, you're just fucking screaming your life away. And so I think a lot of like really deeper like poetry can be added into metal, and I think a lot of people don't realize that. Like some of my favorite lines from the album are like, you think you figured it out, but it's you think you figured it out, but if life is living you, that's the wrong way round.
yeah.
Always concerned on what I'm lacking, forever failing to live in this moment. And like, I will build my own path. That's my birthright. And that's like right at the end of Ode Zero,
yeah.
which is like one of my favorite songs of the album. And it's just like, yeah, that sort of ending bit before it goes into that really disgusting breakdown to finish the song. It's about sort of being owed nothing, but you want to take everything, and like you're kind of like it's your birthright to sort of build your own path and be the person you want to be. So like in a way, there are a lot of songs on here that are quite like sad. There's a moth, sorry, and quite like lyrically like moth. Oh, there's a sad moth. Like you know, like it's. I think Suspended in Emptiness is one of the saddest songs because it's literally about being in darkness and everything. And it's really like, oh, it's pretty brutal. But most of the album, I would argue, are actually more like, if you look at the lyrics, more like about pushing forwards and perseverance and being the person you want to be and fuck everyone else kind of thing.
It's a lot of like hope. A
lot of hope buried like, in there.
It's kind of like the best kind of like sad boy music is sad, but also hopeful.
Yeah, exactly.
And that is this.
Yeah,
especially absolutely. The last song, Bare Bones on a Blue Sky. Like, all the lyrics about that are about like, you know, it's just about being out in nature and looking at the trees and thinking about how crazy it is that we live somewhere in a world where all this stuff exists, and being grateful for what is really around you and what really matters and stuff.
It just exactly. And that song itself ends with like, you know, just 3 words. It's like only 3 words you need to know moving forwards: open your eyes. And that's the bit which is like, open your eyes, and just like screaming that, and then the album ends. And like I think like for the most part, like it is really deep and really like, from a lyrical point, like kind of sad at parts, but it's like super hopeful. And like I related that so much when I was going through my shit, I suppose, during 2019. So yeah, that's where that was coming from. And then musically itself, I mean, it's just disgusting. It's just disgusting. Honestly vile. Like what they do to their guitars and their instruments should be illegal. It's just so gross.
Yeah, we can't show any of it on YouTube. Thankfully it's audio, but
it's just audio. If we showed you, if
you were a fly on the wall in any of their recording studios, you'd probably start wanking.
You would straight up start masturbating.
Start fly wanking. Like you get your little fly penis and just go, oh, that's filthy what they're doing to that guitar.
Oh, so filthy. Oh.
That drum, that poor drums.
Yeah, it definitely chunky pinch harmonics, beautiful like breakdowns. I understand with the breakdown fatigue, to be honest, because I did feel that a little bit. I was like, there are quite a few breakdowns sometimes where like, I think there was one like sort of around like Reality Filter or Suspended in Emptiness, like around that kind of half of the album where I was getting a little bit bored, but then it picked back up for me for Reality Filter and Ode Zero and the last song.
Can I just chime in? I just wanted to mention that like, I definitely came across if I didn't like the album earlier. And I just wanted to say like, the reason why I'm hesitant with this kind of music is because of Hardcore Kids, but I actually thought it was really damn good. I don't think I said that.
If it's any consolation, I fucking hate Hardcore Kids as well.
Yeah.
And like being like interested in hardcore music, like in the last like 2 or 3 years has been has been really hard for me personally, because I love the music, and then I like look at the gigs and stuff, and then I just think I would fucking hate to be there. And it's really hard. Like I love like looking at those sort of bands when we're like looking at like Vane and Jesus Piece and like all those kind of like hardcore kind of bands, and like I mean even like Dillinger Escape Plan, like to a degree.
Oh dude, Dillinger Escape Plan gigs would have been awful.
I fucking love the music, but like a part of me, if I literally saw some cunt like swinging his arms like an idiot next to me, I'd just probably knock him out. Like so I get it. Like I really get it. Like the hardcore kids annoy me.
No Karate in the Kid, they're in the pits. I think we said that last week as well.
Yeah.
But I really like the breakdowns are great. It's just the ones where it's really slow and dun 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 and I'm standing there, obviously washing up, and I'm like, if I were to sit down and enjoy this, would I be sitting there going,
yeah?
Like Claire and I were listening to the Bloodstock lineup. We listened to every single band on that lineup. We found some pretty damn good bands actually, and Ben, you should check out some of the ones I sent you because they're kind of like this. They're kind of like this actually, a lot of them.
Okay, sick.
And there's just so much doom and sludge metal because obviously it's British and that's like the underground scene at the moment. And I just started like going like, do people at the gigs literally just go like, oh, that's so heavy.
I mean, I probably would. I'm not gonna lie. I probably would just do really long, like.
I don't know. It's definitely by rock and roll background and glam metal coming out where I'm just like, that's a bit too slow and heavy for me.
It's the bit for me. It's the bit that was just after because Dalek Behind the Eyes is actually a short song because half the rest of the song is that like really slow like do, 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 do. And like the whole half of the song is that, and I think that was too long. Like if that song was like that for maybe like 4 less bars or something, then that would have been like a stupidly good song. But the fact that they had to do like I skip that bit sometimes when I'm listening to the album. So I agree with that. Like sometimes when they did do their breakdowns, they kind of elongated it, maybe to like build tension. Maybe it was like an artistic kind of thing, I don't know, but musically I agree, I didn't really like it that much.
Specifically for Dalek Behind My Eyes, it's probably like we need to really emphasize what it feels like to have a headache,
to have a Dalek like, behind my eyes,
to have a Dalek.
I reckon maybe it was like artistically they were like, let's do it really long so people would get annoyed and have a Dalek behind their eyes, whoa, kind of thing. And I'm like, yes, that's very clever, well done.
It doesn't for my Dalek by my eyes.
It doesn't necessarily make it doesn't make it like amazing though. But I get that. But at the same time, I guess I've just grown to love it, I suppose.
No, I do like the faster head breakdowns.
Yeah, for sure.
The ones where you can like bob to, but it's not like you're in slow motion bobbing.
Yeah, like the ones in like Ode Zero, where like right at the end it's just like really fast and everything. Yeah,
so good when it's like that. Have you seen them live, Ben?
I haven't yet. So
Did you have tickets to go see them?
So I was supposed to see them. In Portsmouth with supporting like.
Was it like Stray from the Path?
No, Bury Tomorrow. But it was going by myself. And for some reason, like last minute, like because it was in Portsmouth and because it was fucking miles away from the train station, I just didn't go because I was just I just couldn't bring myself to do it because I think I was just like feeling anxious about it, which is a shame. I did wish I did. I really wish I did go sometimes, but they were going to play at Download 2020 when it was that fucking disgustingly amazing lineup that we'll probably never see again. That was truly going to be one of the best downloads ever, and then obviously Corona had to happen. So
Corona happened? What's that?
What's that?
So Corona.
Who knows?
COVID-19.
It's that beer company. They took over the world.
Corona.
They Disneyed.
Corona playing Ali Pally in March.
Oh, what, next year?
Oh, of course they are. We're seeing Gojira.
Okay, I forgot about that.
Yeah. I was like, Ali Pally, are we seeing Gojira and Ali Pally?
They're supporting Gojira next year.
So that's
there you go. You get to see them.
So I'll actually see them with another one of our favorite bands who also use breakdowns and pitch harmonics a lot as well.
Yeah, so that's gonna be
fucking incredible.
Your necks are gonna hurt.
Oh, dude! Like after
your lower back, depending on how slow your head banging.
Dalek behind my neck.
Yeah, instead of head banging, your body banging. You're literally just like
you're like those drinking birds.
Sitting birds.
To avoid neck pain, you have to do the like rotational one.
Yeah, you have to do some Pilates. There's no karate in the pits, but there's Pilates in the
Pilates in the pits.
You start mandating that at our gigs. Like, it's very important to take care
Pilates
of
in the pits. Dude, that's so good. I love that. Maybe we should make a song with that.
Pilates in the pits. That'd be such a good song.
Shit. Anyway, yeah. I've probably spoke for fucking ages then, but ratings, how did you guys find it?
You said you spoke first, Zach. Go on.
I said first. So, like I said, I went in open-minded, but not. So I don't know if I was or not. I was just neutral, I guess. And like her vocals are so damn impressive. Like the fact that like screaming like that is hard for a bloke, let alone a woman. And when women pull it off, it's just so fucking impressive because it's just like, whoa, holy shit, you don't. Oh, so good. And the guitar, everything was so tight. Everything was so cleanly recorded. It just all sounded really professional. The breakdowns were great when used sparingly, but the slower breakdowns meh for me personally. But I'd give it like a high 6 out of 10. Like I probably wouldn't go back to it, but I'm glad I've listened to it, if that makes sense.
A 6.8.
Yeah. But I actually did like the first song, Eternal Forward Motion, a lot. It doesn't help. I've listened to this album twice now, and both times I was like driving or washing up. So I never actually just sat down and listened to it. So there were moments where obviously I weren't listening to it. So that's not great for a podcast, which is why we do the monthly, so that we can go back to the album occasionally. But I listened
Definitely
to it today.
don't leave it to the last minute. Yeah.
Oh dear. Greg, what do you say?
I think this album had loads going for it and some stuff that held it back. My favorite song, probably Reality Filter, just off the top of my head. I seem to remember that was the one I enjoyed the most. But overall, yeah, it was really good. Could have been amazing if they'd just not gone so like often with the breakdowns. If they could have had the same breakdowns but just less of them, and it would have been much better for me. And not just breakdowns, but like any of those really slow riffs like Zach was describing. But I'm going to give it a 7 because it was still really good, and I've added some of it to my playlist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So for me, I really liked this album. I'd never given it the same amount of time as their previous album, which was Warmth of a Dying Sun, I also really like that album. I liked every song on this album. I added the whole thing to my playlist. Probably going to take Sawtooth Twin off because it's an instrumental.
It's an interlude.
It's a good song, and it very much reminded me of the Silver Chord off of Gojira, off of is it Off the Way of All Flesh? I think it's Off the Way of All Flesh.
Yeah.
Which is also a very good song, but just a kind of nice extended instrumental interlude sort of thing. Comes into Force Fed very well though. My favorite song on this album is Ode Zero.
Yes,
that song fucking slaps.
Yes, it is. That is a correct song.
Just that one riff, that
so
I'm just like, oh my fucking god! Like
it goes fucking ham.
The end of the song is just like zero. It's fucking insane. It's like a 9 out of 10 for me. I really enjoyed it. The only reason it's not a 10 out of 10 is arguably it could become a 10 out of 10 with more listens, but it didn't quite have that little that invisible
that unexplainable thing.
Yeah, exactly.
That umami sauce.
Yeah, it didn't have enough MSG. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. 9 out of 10. It's
nice.
good.
So So interestingly as well, like really quickly, just before we sort of finish up, going back to like the lyrics, the her vocals, like how she screams. If you listen to her first album, if you ever get the chance, Grayer Than You Remember, her vocals back then in their first album were even more raw now than she is now. So like even more, like it literally sounds like, it doesn't sound like someone's like screaming like musically, it just sounds like someone actually like screaming. like and it's even more like, oh my god, are you okay, kind of thing. Like
maybe she did fuck up her voice and was like, okay, I need to learn how to scream now.
So if you listen to the song like Grayer Than You Remember, which is the title song of the album, and then you listen to like obviously some of the screaming on this album, like quite different in the delivery. So I think she did learn like how to sort of like train herself to get better. And even still, even after the training, because I remember watching a YouTube video of her literally teaching another person how to scream. It was like a tutorial. And even like, so she's been professionally trained now. And even after that, she still sounds so raw, which is one of the most impressive things. It doesn't sound like filtered or anything. It still sounds like disgustingly good. So that's again, that's another testament to how fucking ridiculous like she is as a musician, and a vocalist, and obviously her boyfriend, I can't remember his name, but the guitarist is
Tim Stringer.
Yeah, that's it. Mohammed Chang Smith.
If you guys haven't looked, the art for Grayer Than You Remember is fucking cool.
It's amazing. Yeah, I love that art. Anyway,
the art for this album as well, actually.
Yeah.
Warmth of a Dying Sun is
all
also
of their
really cool.
album arts have been incredible, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, to wrap it up, this album has like a really big place in my heart, just for what was going on back in the day when I first listened to it. I like discovered the band, and also just because how fucking disgustingly good it is musically as well. Even with its faults, even with like some of the breakdowns being long, and I completely agree that I do get a bit of album fatigue and everything, this is still a 10 out of 10 album for me. This is probably in my top however many like song
10 out of 10
of all time.
I feel like we need a soundboard or something whenever.
Yeah, you need
10 out of 10. It's like
you need like a
down.
confetti. Yeah. You need maybe we like we did with the outro, where I'm like maybe it could be like just all of our voices together, like yeah, this is a 10 out of 10. One of my favorite albums of all time. All their other stuff's really good. If you liked this album, or at least give maybe Good for Nothing, which is their single off their last previous album before this, Warmth of a Dying Sun.
Slaps.
Good for Nothing is incredible, and I reckon you'll like that single.
And also, I Spend My Days is really good.
I Spend My Days is good. And then if you really, really want something that's kind of a bit Grayer Than You Remember, the actual song is like very heavy but good. And that's it. Employed to Serve. I'm Anthony Fantano. Forever.
In the bag.
In the bag.
Add that to the list.
What do you think, James? James!
He's got his headphones in.
James!
Oh no, he's wearing earpods. He can't hear us.
What do you think, mate?
Huh?
What do you think?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
You heard it here, folks. There you go.
It's an astounding yes.
Yes.
Another 10.
Yes.
Well,
Hello.
there you have it.
Should we move on to next month's?
Next month. Did we get any comments or anything?
I don't think we ever clarified. By the way, we're doing monthly now instead of 2 weekly because the world's opening up again and we got shit to do.
Yeah, boy.
We're a band, by the way.
Yeah, first gig. Woo. Which
now
is
that place is going to be opening up in Brighton.
I feel like Andrew Branch left us a comment on the last episode.
We look.
We got a comment on Wasters. Awesome video, guys. Metal horns. This was somebody who also messaged us like, I'm looking.
Oh yeah, she that woman was very keen.
Yeah, and also only had one friend on Facebook, and it was weird.
Yeah, it was quite sus.
We get a lot of those like, do you want to feature on my page?
Yeah, I'm always a bit. I'm like, no, not really.
Yeah.
Thank you,
a Russian man commented on our Neuromonarch Feo fan video saying, "Super Russian drum and bass, nice."
Nice. Dude, we should do a hard bass special.
A hard bass special.
Andrew Beyonce did comment on the last episode.
Oh, he did.
Hey.
So he commented mostly because we asked him for his opinion on country music. And he said, I should have known y'all were going to ask me for my opinion on country music since it's so intrinsically American. To be fair, though, there are several other genres of music that are also born under the banner of the Stars and Stripes. And to be honest, I have a far better relationship with those genres than I do country. Most of this resentment stems from what country music has devolved into. It's honestly blasphemy to hear people call this mainstream drivel country music if you are aware of its forebears, who are probably rolling in their graves. This isn't to say that what has now been relegated to the label of classic country is my favorite genre. It isn't, but it is still damn good music and it was written and performed by damn good musicians. Alas, it is wildly underrepresented by the current lot of artists who occupy country airwaves. All that said, I intentionally avoided the album/tunes reviewed on this episode, save for Billy Strings, who is one of those few true standard bearers for what country is when it's at its best.
Yeah, Billy Strings is the shit, mate.
He was really good. I've
listened to him a lot over this past month.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn, boy. What, like more than just Us and the Baggy and stuff?
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe I need to give him a go. He said, I hope you guys were able to give Tyler Childers a listen, as his work is also indicative of what good country music is and can be. I'm guessing given by Greg's sudden typing that he hasn't done it yet. But
I have not done that. I will do.
Y'all be well. And for the sake of seeing some of you squirm, and because I enjoy it so much, please review some indie rock stuff down the line.
Andy, now that is my jam. That is my jam. Don't you worry. This album was very heavy, but next one it's gonna be an indie fucking banger.
Yeah, I also really like indie.
I've recently.
I don't.
Oh, let's go.
Let's see Greg squirm.
I think I actually have the perfect album I've got lined up as well for an indie smasher. So
that's next month. So you'll have to wait for that, Andy. But
or the month after, probably.
Keep your ears peeled. Well, it depends on how we roll, I suppose.
Oh, the roll.
Yeah.
The roll.
Yes.
No.
This month we've not
this
rolling.
month it is me and Greg.
Yeah, next month we roll though. Yeah, so
yeah.
Also, Tyler Childs looks like the American Newton Faulkner, and I'm into it.
Tyler Childers, right?
That's what I meant. Yeah.
He really does.
Oh my god.
If you haven't already listened to Bo Burnham's country song, it's literally just taking the piss out of all that stadium country. It's brilliant.
What's
I'm a big fan personally
country
of
song.
I can't remember what it's called.
It's literally called country song.
Yeah, and it's literally just it's one of those comedy songs where he just tells you how they write these songs, and it's just taking the piss. Like one of the lines is like, "Yo, motherfuckers want a key change," and stuff like that.
I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before on the show. I think I mentioned it in relation to the Yellow River Boys, but there's a parody country singer called Wheeler Walker Jr., and he does all that type of shit. He has a song called Redneck Shit, and it's all about like fucking your sister and
nice
and drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon and whatever.
Hell yeah. Oh dear. Yeah.
Shall we announce our albums?
Yeah.
Good. Do that.
Yeah. So who is it this week? Sorry.
It's me and Greg.
You and Greg.
And as Greg did point out, I spoke first, so it falls to me. So this is a band that I'm picking with slight ulterior motives because I have a spare ticket to see these guys in Brighton, and I was hoping for either Zach or Greg to come along. but they're not convinced yet. So we're going to listen to a band called Anamanaguchi. And
shit.
yeah, I've actually had them on my list for a long time, and only recently did I listen to this album again because they're playing in Brighton. Their album Endless Fantasy.
And I thought they were weird.
They are weird, but they're also really good. The album Endless Fantasy, very pretty. Really enjoy it. The album art's really cool. The music video for the song Endless Fantasy features them putting a slice of pizza on a platter held up by balloons and with a GoPro on it and letting it go into space.
Was it that video?
Yeah, that's
Endless Fantasy. Know that it was with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, the album's really fucking cool. It has great song names such as Everything Explodes and Still Splodin'. Obviously, with a name like Anamanaguchi, they're going to have some good names. And they have a new album coming out soon, which is their first since Endless Fantasy, which came out in 2013. Oh, no, they have one called USA, which came out in 2019. My bad. I haven't listened to that yet. But yeah, Endless Fantasy, really fucking good. It's a bit of a long one. It's an hour and 15.
Wow.
But it's real good.
Maybe it'll divide opinion.
Yeah.
We'll see if we all last the hour and 15.
I see track 8 as an interlude, so...
There's
oh god,
three interludes on this track.
I hate it. 0 out of 10.
0 out of 10.
No, I'm interested to listen to this.
It's chiptune rock, for those who don't know.
You asked me if I wanted to go to that gig when I was in the middle of a mental breakdown. So maybe, next year's a new day, so I might be up for going. But when you messaged me, I was like, no, maybe, fuck.
But yeah, sick. Anamanaguchi, Endless Fantasy. What about you, Greg?
Hell yeah. Well, I am picking a guy, an artist who we already have tickets for, Kyle, me and you. It's also the last album from my top 5 of 2020 that I haven't done yet. And I thought I would continue on the theme of fingerstyle guitar from Callum Graham. This is John Gomm's one and only album, The Faintest Idea.
Faintest Idea.
How do you spell John Gomm?
Jongomm.
Geomm. Oh, cool.
And it's real good. He also plays guitar and sings, and it'll make you cry. It's very emotional album.
Oh no!
I love crying.
Oh, I would recommend with this guy as well watching his live performances because you can't really. It's hard to really appreciate like how skilled he is when you can't like see him playing. So definitely recommend watching what you can.
He is mental.
He is mad good. Also, we're on 96 subscribers now on CHUB Band. We're very close to reaching 100.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
100 subbies.
100
Who the hell is
subbies.
watching us?
We got quite a few subs recently, actually.
Really?
But
Oh, hi guys.
hello, Gabriel Barata, Fabio FFT. I love the style of reacting. Oh, thank you, Fabio.
Welcome.
Thomas Robinson.
We need to do some more React videos. They still get comments even now. Like,
Well, Zach's coming over, and we're going to do some React videos tomorrow.
well, I'm working.
True.
Oh. Well, anyway, we got singles. We got some singles. Ben, you go first.
Okay.
Ben, go.
Oh, fuck. Okay. There's cards. Which one do I want to pick out of these two? I have two choices. Okay. This one's probably more relevant. We are Brighton boys or Sussex boys, but we congregate in Brighton. Me and Kyle live in Brighton.
I was born in Brighton.
Yeah.
Different.
I've been to Brighton.
I've been to So yeah, we're all basically Brighton boys. We love playing at Brighton Electric. Plug for them. They are an amazing studio. This band that I'm going to recommend for our singles played at Brighton Electric, and they've actually just recently split up as well. which is really, really sad because they are a great band and they've done really great things. But I think because of personal reasons, they had to split up. A shame, but to sort of commemorate them and to salute them off, I wanted to review this song, which I definitely haven't forgotten off the top of my head just now. I think it's their biggest single. It's called Glass Built Castles.
It's Black Peaks. You didn't say the name.
Oh, it's Black Peaks. Sorry, that's the band as well. So the single is Glass Built Castles, which is really hard to say. And the band is called Black Peaks.
Say it 10 times in a row.
Glass built castles.
Glass built castles.
Glass built castles.
I keep saying blast kilt glass.
Blast kills baskels. Blast kills naskels.
That's like fucking some Scottish dude wearing like fucking bulletproof kilt.
Blast proof. Oh fuck! I almost fell off the chair.
Oh god, Ben, you okay?
Non-stop drama in this podcast, folks.
Oh my heart!
Christ!
You need to zoom in on my like face going slow mo.
Make that into a GIF.
Yeah,
we can put that in a T-shirt on our Redbubble store, which is in the description. You can buy merch. Who will? But we literally set it up so we can buy a tapestry for our gigs. But it's there now. I bought a pin and a T-shirt.
Buy a T-shirt, mum.
Things now.
Yeah, I linked it in the Chub chat earlier today. I bought a T-shirt, which is going to be awesome. My single. You guys know that I love comedy music. I just really like. There's just something about it I really like, and I've been listening to Bo Burnham's Inside, which arguably isn't comedy. It's extremely sad boy, and I'm going to pick a song from the album because I was thinking about doing the album, but I don't think it would be very good on just listening to it without the context of the show on Netflix. So I have settled with a single, and I'm pretty sure you guys have heard this one, but I want to talk about it anyway. I want to Welcome to the Internet by Bo Burnham.
Which is that in the car in Cornwall.
Yeah, it's a song where he is pretending to be a evil Disney villain as the internet. And it's
a little bit of everything all of the time.
A little bit of everything all of the time. It's just really, I just really like it. It's just so good. I wanted to do another song, but I don't think it would like be particularly good. It's called That Funny Feeling, which is literally like, no, hardly any sad boy music has really written a song about like how I like personally like connect with. The song that he wrote called That Funny Feeling. I'm just like, man, I get it. This is like as if he went into my head and wrote a song. So damn sad boy. But I just connected with it on a very personal level. Yeah. I mean, if you haven't seen the Netflix show, I'd highly recommend it. But yeah,
for sure.
I need to.
It's really depressing, but really funny, really eye-opening, really incredibly well made. Like, it's so impressive. Like some of the shit he does in this one room. Yeah. So there you go, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, listening at home. Anna Managuchi, Endless Fantasy, John Gomm, The Faintest Idea, and the singles are Black Peaks, Glass Built Castles, and Bo Burnham's Welcome to the Internet. Yeah, we're doing this monthly now because obviously, like Kyle just said, life's going back to normal. We started this podcast during the pandemic for something to do, and now the pandemic is slowly leaving us until winter. We're just doing more stuff outside. So yeah, this is going to be
band things.
Yeah, we're going to start gigging. We're going to start doing proper band things.
We've got our first gig.
Exciting.
We've got our first gig next month.
I think I'd like to try and record some of it and post like a vlog or something.
I'm assuming you assumed that I was going to film it.
Yeah.
I was
mean,
kind of
how are you
hoping
going to
that you
film
guys would all get your cameras out and film it from different angles, and I will like cut it up as if it's like a live DVD thing. Just because in 50 years' time, you want to watch that and go, fuck yeah, that was good times. So definitely need to record it. And plus, we'll put it on YouTube.
Stage, we want it like, well, we don't have a stage, but if one of us falls over or tries to swing the guitar around and it flies off, we want that on video.
If I could send it into You've Been Framed or some shit.
You've been framed.
Can I just point out as well, before we wrap up, that if you go on the Redbubble website, our logo looks really fucking good on the t-shirt. I think it looks pretty damn good.
Yeah. Buy
Big
it
plug.
today.
Buy our merch. Buy our merch.
12 quid for a t-shirt. Go on. Do it.
Yeah.
Do
Mum,
it.
please buy it, Mum.
You'll be like, what is a chub? And you'll be like, well, it's this great new punk band out of Brighton. I bought the Tri-Blend shirt.
I bought an official Chub bath kitchen fucking shower curtains. That's the one.
Dude, it's so funny that they have like a Photoshop picture of like models wearing our t-shirt. We should steal that picture and just put it on stuff. How have they photoshopped that so well?
Yeah, I know. It's really good.
It looks so real. Goddamn.
Yeah, we've got social media down in the description as well. Go follow us, subscribe, like if you're listening on iTunes or Spotify. Follow us, listen to our singles. They are out on stuff. And also, does anyone else have anything last things to say? Any last things to say?
If by the off chance, for whatever reason, someone from Brighton is listening in the next few months or so, we're probably going to end up organising a few Brighton shows. So, yeah, Brighton people will be playing live soon, not just in a field, but actually at venues and stuff that we're going to try and organise. So come see us if you like punk and other things.
Punk and the like.
If you want to be our friends.
If this podcast gave you a chub.
Oh, God!